become a Canadian one-of-a-kind interview, now making British headlines in London's newspapers. Princess Anne is known as the toughest running royal. Further, to being involved with greater than 300 charities, my mom did exactly the right issue. I think it's absolutely notable that any right-minded, wondering figure have to believe that it changed into the might have been an opportunity. Princess Anne has in no way been one to turn away from hard choices. But nerves have shaken the royal-owned family this time, recognized for her nuanced approach and fierce loyalty to the crown. Anne's modern-day choice left Queen Camilla, her sister in regulation, in tears. The Princess Royal, in case you heard this one, the Princess Royal said, "You are now not queen. All people is aware of that. The two have by no means been on properly terms. But this selection, it is non-provid. Why didn't take the sort of organization stand towards her sister in regulation? And how has this affected Camilla? Be a part of us as we talk the state-of-the-art rumbles among the two most influential women within the British royal circle of relatives. Princess Anne's surprising extraterrestrial. Princess Anne and Queen Camilla's turbulent relationship simply hit every other rock you already know. Anne has sealed a recognition as one of the maximum difficult working British royals. Royal watchers call her a non-nonsense princess with an unwavering feel of duty. The Princess Royal Princess Anne is so clean, she is immediately speak me. She is no nonsense, no fuss. She gets on with it. She is the hardest operating royal. Final, and for many a few years, however, what takes place while this form of man or woman has made up her mind about something. Royal insiders agree that after Princess Anne comes to a decision, there is no going back. This wasn't just any royal be counted, even though it turned into non-production, and this time the outcomes of her desire left none apart from Queen Camilla in tears. A loud's now not beat across the bush. Anne and Camilla haven't been besties. Anne's choice recently proved that old wounds never in reality heal, even within the golden halls of Buckingham Palace. Sit tight and brace yourself for the whole gist. This wasn't the primary time Anne had taken a difficult step towards Camilla. Flashback to 2005. King Charles wanted to marry Queen Camilla formally, but Anne changed into uncomfortable with the idea. For Anne, the bigger query turned into whether Camilla was up to the project. Did she have what it takes to deal with the needs of royal life? Turned into, she equipped to put the monarchy's needs above her own, and also had private motives for feeling uneasy about Camilla. But we'll get into all that quickly. And was now not the most effective British royal who opposed the wedding. Another key icon who disagreed with it was Prince Andrew, however. Whilst Anne's opposition became grounded in practicality and personal experience, Prince Andrew's motives differed in step with royal insiders. Andrew's objections had been less approximately what becomes satisfactory for the monarchy, and extra approximately his ambitions. Royal biographers believe that Andrew suggests that Charles must be removed from the line of succession if he desired to move in advance with his marriage to Camilla. Whether or no longer Andrew's plan changed into realistic, he fell at the same side with Princess Anne and others, who believed Camilla had no region within the royal folds. Even years later, sources near Camilla have said she hasn't forgotten Andrew for his tries to undermine her and Charles, but Anne's reservations approximating the marriage have been less political and more rooted in what she saw as her brother's responsibility to the crown. Anne was fiercely dependable to their overdue mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and at some point of her existence and reign, the Queen held a unique position on the sector degree as the top of state with 15 Commonwealth nations, and felt protecting of the monarchy's photograph. The idea of Charles marrying his former mistress was tough to swallow on the time. Anne reportedly said Camilla could by no means be a true queen. She wasn't satisfied Camilla had the painting's ethic or experience of duty, wished for such a excessive profile role in Anne's eyes. Being a royal member of the family isn't about titles or non-profit happiness. It's far about sacrifice and service. And Camilla, at the least, in the one's early years, failed to appear like a herbal healthy for the role. Fast ahead to current times, Charles's coronation became just a few weeks ahead. The national greeting was overdone by decadent volleyball apparitions. This seat of royal dignity which is yours, with the aid of the authority of Almighty God, may that same God in some things sudden took place maintain looking to discover the royal circle of relatives, maintaining the royal family referred to as a meeting, to type out Camilla's future role, which might be critical for the British human beings. We are not just talking about a name. Whoever stepped in as the Queen would embody the values and vision of the monarchy, because the Queen consort Camilla was nature al, in line for the role. But Anne had different plans. In step with British media, Anne is the hardest working royal. And also, you heard that right, this isn't always just a flattering name, it is a fact. 12 months after Yayar, she tops the charts within the quantity of public engagements attended regularly, outpacing more youthful royals and taking up obligations others shrink back from. For her, every decision ought to align with what great serves the group of the royal family. No matter familial ties or feelings, Sowen's assembly wasn't sugared or dressed up for diplomacy. Princess Anne's journey to Sydney has already had a terrarium. An honored outcast, Sean Sowen's, Sydney's princess, shared her restings with Princess Anna. Huge effect. The Princess Royal met with the households of fur-fighting volunteers who lost their lives defense of others. She laid out her thoughts in simple terms. The position required a person who may want to represent the monarchy with the best stage of public trust and determination, and it is difficult to say enough how pitiably and bitterly her performance does not do credit to the households of fur-fighting volunteers who lost their lives defensive others. She laid out her thoughts in simple terms. She or he felt that man or woman wasn't Camilla, but that isn't always all what made the instant thrilling become how it took place. Consider the scene. The royal-owned family gathered in one of the grand rooms of Buckingham Palace. King Charles sat at the top of the room. Chauffeur, chauffeur, chauffeur. Listening cautiously as reviews had been shared, sitting close to him, Camilla probably felt a mixture of anticipation and unease. She's no stranger to controversy, however. This turned into one of a kind. This become own family. Anne spoke about the need for the monarchy to evolve to modern expectancies, even as staying actual to its middle ideas. Her phrases were not harsh, but they had been company. She talked about that this choice wasn't approximately titles or marital repute, however, approximately public notion and trust characteristics she felt had been paramount for this precise role. Camilla isn't match for the role, she declared, consistent with royal family insiders. Camilla's face right away betrayed her feelings that isn't always interested in years. She had labored tirelessly to fix her photograph to step out of the shadow of the notorious other woman narrative. You watched Mrs. Parker Bowes became a thing within the breakdown of your marriage. Properly, there have been 3 of us in this marriage, so it became a chunk crowded and into her own. As a devoted royal consort, she had confronted relentless media assaults, continued public hostility, or even controlled to win over a skeptical press. But right here, she was hearing Anne imply that her efforts were not enough. Charles attempted to mediate, however. And then it happened. There was a knock on the door. Anne did not trade her stance. Her phrases have been, now, not meant to be cruel. They were absolutely her reality, spoken with the honesty that defined her function inside the own family. But for Camilla, the impact turned into deeply private. She had come up to now and endured a lot, only to have her well-worth wondered by means of someone whose approval appeared out of reach. After the meeting, assets near the family said that Camilla became Lucretia. The Camilla became visibly upset. Tears were shed, now not publicly of direction, but inside the privateness of the palace. This moment felt like a setback for a girl who has spent a long time proving herself to a circle of relatives and a state. And Asiwa, on the other hand? He collapsed onto the sofa, his body shaking with pain. Appeared unshaken to her. This wasn't about non-political relationships or grudges. It changed into approximately doing what she believed was proper for the monarchy. The royal household worked tough to offer a united front. Inside the following days, William made statements approximately collaboration and shared desires. However, backstage tensions remained. High supporters of Anne praised her for status by way of her inventions, while others sympathized with Camilla. Thankfully, the selection became made, and Camilla changed into crowned queen along her husband. Do you believe that Camilla deserved the possibility to step into the position? Inform us in the feedback segment. Before we maintain, as for an IE, she carried on as she continually does, focused, steadfast, and unbothered via her decision she failed to make. Her choice to advantage, approval, non-public, opinion, or family drama, and Camilla have come a long way. And Camilla, from well-mannered, however distant interactions. And there may be each motive to consider, they will continue moving in a effective direction. Will they ever be the kind of sisters-in-law who percentage in her jokes and speak in confidence to each other over tea? Probable not. However, they do not want to be. What matters is that they may be locating a way to paintings collectively to appreciate every different and to help Charles in the monarchy. So pay near interest the following time you spot Anne and Camilla at a royal occasion. You might just capture a sign of that warming bond, a smile, a shared appearance, or a moment of quiet understanding. It is not flashy, however, it is actual. And for two girls who have seen and been through a lot, thank you for staying with us. Do you believe you studied and changed into proper? To have antagonistic Camilla as a complete queen? Proportion your evaluations with us inside the comment phase. If you loved the video, like percentage and join our channel. Additionally, click the following video in your screen and you will experience it. Spencia.